Running events at your own venue can be difficult. You may have had the right idea, you may have even spent a lot of money on food, props, decorations, still for the event to flop. In this video, we'll be walking through exactly how we've been able to continuously fill event spaces and venues by understanding this one key principle. My name is Benjamin Joseph Kabare, one of the founders of Illusion Entertainment, and over the last 7 years, we've helped venues across the UK fill their event spaces from 100 capacity venues, 50 capacity venues, all the way up to 1,000 capacity venues. So let's dive right into the video. So what's the problem when it comes to doing an event, organizing your own event, especially as either a venue owner, a venue manager, or even an event manager at a venue? Well, since we all know the big incident that happened in 2019, 2020, where we had lockdowns, and since that time period, we've all seen a shift in customer behavior. It's not the same as it was before, so therefore a different approach is needed. And if your approach is still exactly to the same before that time period till it is now, then that is a large part of the reason to why things may be difficult for you right now. Customer behavior is different, and sometimes it can feel like you're trying to solve a problem to understand what event themes work. So said differently, you might have been trying quite a few themes, but nothing seems to be working right now. And it may be down to the key principle, which we're going to be breaking down into this video, which is understanding leverage and understanding community leverage. Right now, you're probably, when it comes to doing events, probably putting a poster together, setting up the tickets. Once you've launched your poster, you put it out on social media, you might have paid for social media advertising, nothing's changing, tickets aren't budging. That may come down to leveraging communities. So let's talk right into the solution that we've helped for this sort of problem. Like I said, the key thing you need to understand when it comes to events now, especially nowadays more than ever, is leveraging communities, especially with the rise of social media. Even though it may feel, a lot of people say that the world is a lot more, in reality, it feels the world is more disconnected. But in certain aspects, nothing can be further from the truth. The rise of the internet, the rise of social media has allowed communities to bond closer together in higher amounts of people, high amounts of numbers. Before, these things had to be in person, and now it can be online, where it was several amounts of people, several dozens of people maybe being able to congregate over an idea or an interest. Now it's thousands, now it could be millions. So there is a good opportunity there to leverage communities for your events. Let's dive a bit deeper into that. So why is this important? Why does this work? Because the more that you're able to leverage a community, the more attendance you're going to get to your event. When we say community, what is a good example of this? So, for example, students, that is a community of people. Students and within students, there's different societies. These societies are communities, and you can leverage different societies to come to your event, especially during the week. That stuff is very, very effective because students can go out during the week versus professionals who have to wake up the next day to go to work. That is a great example of a community, and reaching out to students proactively, targeting them, student societies, is a great way to leverage that to fill your venue. On top of that, you also have artists, you also have DJs, popular DJs. These people, these artists, celebrities, DJs, they all have their own communities. They all have their own group of people that are interested in what they do, what music they're doing, what their own interests or activities. The list is endless, but ultimately, these people have their own communities. And as an event organizer, as a venue owner, it is your job to find these different communities that are within your reach, your budget as well, and to leverage that to your venue. So, does the hard cost of the event go up by doing some of these methods? Yes, it does. Of course, it's more expensive booking an act than just putting a normal theme on. Of course it is. But you get more people into your venue. You're more likely to get more people into your venue, and you can also charge more. So it can potentially be a win-win for you there. So let's now move on into what questions do we have to ask ourselves if we're going to go down the artist or act or DJ route. because that will typically be the community that you leverage that will be the most expensive. So what questions are we going to ask? How can we make sure, to the best of our ability, that we're not taking too much of a risk on who we bring down? Because as I said, the hard cost does go up, but the attendance goes up, and the price that you can charge goes up. So these are the questions that we ask ourselves when we do this for venues as well. Number one, does the audience match our ideal customer? What does that mean? So if I know that a good community, for example, that spends loads of money for my venue for whatever reason is 30 to women between 35 to 40, what act or artist or celebrity or DJ, whose community can I leverage to bring down to the venue that will increase the amount of people, that demographic that comes to my venue? That's the first question. The second question is, have they done anything in the last year? So if they're an artist, for example, have they released any music? How relevant are they? That helps you understand how relevant are they right now to that demographic. Remember, we're not talking how relevant are they to the world. They just need to be relevant to the people that you want to target. That is very, very important. Are they still active within their own community that they've created? Very important. The third question is, if the answer is no, we then ask, how popular were they in their prime? How popular were they when they were very active? Are we talking about, were they just a one-hit wonder? Did they just have one song and that was it? That was great, for example. Or did they have multiple songs? At least 4+. That's what we look at. That's what we'd ideally be looking at for something like that. Is if they're not active right now or as active right now, how big were they in their prime? Are they still a name that can draw people when their ideal community hears about them? And then the final one is, how active are they on social media? I mean, that one's a bit self-explanatory because it kind of ties in with the second question. Have they done anything recent? It's good to have an understanding of how active because that will actually make your life easier. So these are the questions that have helped us act as a guide. Personally, we recommend going more down the DJ route than the artist route, because they can perform for longer than artists. Like typically, in our experience, the artists that we booked for different genres, they will maybe have a few songs, 5, 6 songs, maybe perform at the most 20-30 minutes, but some DJs can perform for an hour, 2 hours, for similar prices. So we personally think that the DJ route can be quite cost effective as well for what you're getting back on top of that also. So to summarize what we've gone through today in this video, it all starts from understanding that events is about leveraging community. This goes from student groups all the way up to a group of 35 to 40-year-old women that are interested in garage music, for example. It's a fast proven way, a method to leverage communities is through popular DJs and popular acts. Remember that you can leverage interests such as niche music and culture. So when we're talking about leveraging communities, yes, I've mentioned students and female demographic, but there's also niche music. Niche music has worked very well. Like we've seen K-pop events that have worked very, very well. Latin, reggaeton music. Sometimes you have to just look at your local area, look at what is the most popular type of music that's being played in most clubs, most bars, and play something that is the complete opposite to that. Remember, you're not your customer. We've seen some of the best events being things like Bollywood nights, for example, K-pop nights, reggaeton nights, Arabic nights, things that you can't just walk into the bar locally down your street, the club locally down the street, and they're going to be playing that type of music. And finally, make sure that you ask yourselves the right questions to see if the community is right for your venue and who you want to target. That is very, very important. The questions that we have helped us as a guide, but there might be other questions that you have, other things that you want to ask yourself, your team, before you make the decision of who you want to target. So I'm hoping that this video has helped. If this video has helped and you found any value from it, please subscribe, like the video, share it with someone that you think will also benefit from watching this type of video. And if you are a venue owner or manager and you currently are looking to get more venue hire bookings for your space, for your venue, of course, then click the link in the description. We actually have a free PDF that we send to people with examples of the actual creative, the actual ads, how they look like, how they set up, that we send out to people, that we advertise on behalf of the venues that we work with, because at the end of the day, the first thing that a customer's going to see, a potential customer's going to see, is what you put out. So sometimes, arguably, that is the most important thing throughout the whole funnel of introducing a event organizer to your video. So if you want that, it's free. Click the link in the description and we'll send it to your email. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe.